some important information about fertility, pregnancy, and postpartum. So today my topic is trimester zero. So most of the time we think about trimester 1, trimester 2, trimester 3, and then nowadays we also hear about trimester 4. That is the fourth trimester, the postpartum period, which is very, very important. A lot of people don't think about it until they get in. But so is trimester 0. Okay? Trimester 0 is extra important because that is the time your body prepares the house that your baby or your future babies would live in for the period of your pregnancy until they come outside. Your body is the temple, is the house. I wouldn't say the temple, but your body is the house. That is the house that your baby would stay in. If a house is not well lit, is not well arranged, it is not very well built, there is a problem. If there is a drought, if there is winter, if there is extreme heat in the summer, how can you survive? So that's the same thing as the baby. As your body, if it is not prepared properly to house the baby, then the baby is possibly going to encounter a little bit of problem without support. And your body as well, you as the human being who is standing holding on to the baby in your uterus, would also encounter some problems. And those problems are what we call the pregnancy related complications, which happens in a lot of people. About 80% of women encounter that. Why? Because we don't prepare before we get into pregnancy. And that preparation is the preconception preparation, preconception health. And that is also known as the trimester or the trimester 0 or the 0 trimester. All right, so as I explained, I'm gonna look in my notes because there's a lot of information that I need to share that I don't want to misuse the words. I want to use correct words because this is live video and sometimes live gets a little bit too much for me, but I love being on live, so it's good. All right, so as I explained, it says the trimester 0 is also called the preconception stage, and it is the time that your body prepares the environment, the womb environment, for your baby to be housed in there for good 9 months, or depending on how your pregnancy lasts. Sometimes it lasts early. It happens early, the baby comes in early, sometimes it comes in late, and it's all good. Okay, variation of normal, they are all normal. All right, so, and why is this stage important? This stage is to set the environment where your baby is going to be for this kind of period for a healthy pregnancy. We often think about, oh, we want to get pregnant, or I have been trying for a long time, I've been trying for a little bit, but I'm not really getting there. But what are you doing to get there? If you are paying attention to all your nutrition, you are paying attention to your movement, your sleep pattern, your mindset, your nutrition, and every other lifestyle and behavior changes that you need to make. But like, really, if your body is not really prepared the way it's supposed to be prepared, like all of these kind of things, all of these lifestyle behaviors that I mentioned, they are not all in check, possibly your pregnancy might happen, but it's not going to be a healthy pregnancy, right? So we want to have a healthy pregnancy, a healthy conception, and then that conception will progress to become a healthy pregnancy and then give us a healthy baby, inshallah. All right, so Why is this stage very important? Again, it supports egg health. We often hear about egg health, egg quality, um, like a lot of this OBGYNs or endocrinologists, the what is it called? The women's health, the IVF doctors talk about egg health and egg quality, right? Like your egg is decreasing, there's a decline in your egg and all of that. But really, does egg really decline? Because I have read up on a lot of text, and there is this notion that egg really doesn't decline, because when we are in the uterus of our parents, the uterus of our mother, we have already all the eggs that we will be having before we get to our childbearing age. Before we get to our childbearing age, all the eggs that we're supposed to get to have in our uterus for menstruation, for conceiving, and all other things that might happen is already established in our uterus. That little small uterus before we even become like full-term babies, okay, is there. So there is 3 generations when your grandparent is pregnant with your mom. So if your grandmother is pregnant with your mom, your egg is already in your mom's uterus before she is even born, right? Before your mom is even born, your egg that you ultimately fertilized to become a fetus, and then you became an embryo, and then you became a baby and a full-grown adult. You were in your mom's uterus while she was in her mom's uterus. So you have already, Allah has already made that to happen. So it's 3 generations in one, okay? That's what happens. So you have all your eggs, but sometimes the egg does not get a quality, that the quality of the egg doesn't continue as you grow, as you mature, as you become adult, as you get to your childbearing age, because of a lot of environmental factors, a lot of nutritional factors, a lot of other factors that we are even not aware of. And especially with nutritional aspect, nutrition plays a very major role in the preconception stage. Nutrition is very, very important because it supports hormonal health. And what is hormone have to do with all of these? Hormone is the major holder, is the major key factor of pregnancy, of maintaining and sustaining a healthy pregnancy to term, and also after pregnancy, before pregnancy, during pregnancy, and after that, okay? Hormone is very important. We need a whole bunch. The LH, the luteinizing hormone. We need the follicle stimulating hormone. We need the progesterone. We need the estrogen. We need the insulin. We need a whole bunch. We need the vitamin D. A lot of the times we think vitamin D is just a vitamin, but it's actually a hormone that supports a lot of chemical and mechanical reactions in our body. So very, very important, right? So egg health is very important for hormone, it's very important for chronic diseases. So we have to pay attention to the preconception stage, because when we take charge of the environment that we are creating for our future babies, then we are really preventing, in a way, preventing chronic disease, right? We are in a way preventing metabolic diseases that a lot of people are blessed to experience, right? Even though, because we Muslims, we know that everything is a blessing when you change your mindset. So if anybody is going through any chronic pain or chronic disease, may Allah make it easy for that person, and Allah gives the person shifa, inshallah. Yeah. So in a way, when you try to take care and take control of your preconception health, you are also taking care of the metabolic diseases that might happen later on with you, and later on with your baby or your future babies, your subsequent pregnancies. And then correct nutritional deficiencies. So we go on with our life and we eat the way we want, we drink the way we want, we engage with other people the way we want, we a whole bunch of stuff that we don't really pay attention to, as to whether we or not we want to like make it very strict with your nutrition, with your lifestyle, with how you deal with other people, and the toxins that are in your environment. We don't really pay attention to. But again, when we get pregnant, then we start to think about that. Why is that? Why shouldn't it be before we get pregnant, before we are trying, before you are even thinking about being married, right? Before you even start thinking about being married, if you know that you are interested in having a baby or being a parent, you have to start thinking about your preconception stage, preconception health. Yesterday I shared a video, I came on live and I shared a video about signs to know your high fertile window, and 3 signs that shows that you are highly fertile in the month. And I'm gonna link that in the description box below, and I'm also going to put it in the comment section. So if you are interested, I highly recommend that you watch that video, because I have a whole lot of information there that is very, very important and very informational, that a lot of women know about it, because I explained a whole lot about your menstrual your menstrual cycle, and also what happens during that, and what are the signs that you can be able to focus on to know that you are actually fertile. And that is the time that is very, very important. Okay, so please check that video, or please make sure to share it with other mamas or with other people who are interested. All right, so let's go on with preconception health. And then also the reason why this stage is very important is also helps to correct any imbalances. If you have maybe mineral imbalance and vitamin or nutrient deficiencies, you will be able to correct that before conception. You will be able to know that this is what you need, this is what you are deficient in, and inshallah that can be corrected before you even take seed. And then also, if like maybe you are on the healthier side, you take care of yourself, you pay attention to all of the other important things that you need to take care of, you are not really lacking if you put your preconception health forward. Okay, you are not really lacking. You are actually storing all the nutrients and all the other good stuff so that your body can use it, your body can utilize it later on when the need arises. Okay, so very important. Increasing and maintaining nutrient stores, protect against early pregnancy complications, and this is one of the major questions I get a lot of the times: pregnancy complications, morning sickness, leg cramps, gestational diabetes. Yes. So if you get into pregnancy well nourished, well prepared, your preconception health is all that is supposed to be, then inshallah those complications would be minimized. Even if they're gonna happen, they're not gonna like break you down too much, right? Gestational diabetes, you know how to balance your blood sugar. It's not going to bring you down, and the doctors will start to suggest induction and telling you your baby is growing too big and he needs to come out early, or you are also not going to sustain the pregnancy for long term, and your baby, the pregnancy has to come to an end before it's even ready, right? So in as much as you can, preconception stage is when to prepare for gestational diabetes, not when you are actually pregnant and you get the diagnosis. Because a lot of women freak out when they get the diagnosis of gestational diabetes or preeclampsia, then they start to freak out. But that didn't happen all of a sudden. That happened before even the pregnancy started. A lot of the times that happened before even the pregnancy took place, right? So this is the time to get ready, to put yourself out there, to know that your preconception stage is as important as your pregnancy stage and as your postpartum stage. Okay? All right. And then also, when you pay attention to this stage and you take care of what you need to take care of, and you pay attention to especially the nutrition, it helps to be a backup plan for difficult or rough trimesters, right? We know first trimesters are it's difficult for a lot of women. So that would help, because when it's difficult, when the difficulties start to come up with morning sickness and nausea and vomiting, you might not be able to eat properly the way you think you'll be able to eat during pregnancy. You might not be able to drink enough water or enough fluids to hydrate yourself. You might not be able to do a lot of things that is required at that stage or progressive stage, that the subsequent stage that would support the baby and you will support you, right? But if you have nutrient stores, if you have already prepared preconceptionally, then that preparation would be like a backup for the time when things become rough and difficult. All right, so that is a lot of information that I shared, and I hope that I am making sense, inshallah, because I have a whole bunch of notes over here. And it says, you are probably not going to change your eating habits. Like I said, you are not going to change your eating habit. You think that when you get pregnant, you'll be eating all that you need to do because the baby needs it. A lot of times that's what we think. The baby needs it, the baby this, the baby that, and then whoop, it happens and you are not able to do anything. And then pregnancy happens and you can't do anything. You cannot eat. You only survive on carbs, like really carbs and bland foods, right? For a lot of us, that's what we went through. But if there is nutrient stores, there's a lot of preparation that went on before the pregnancy. There is no need to worry about anything else. When you get to your second trimester, a lot of women are blissful. They find it very easy, right? Then that is the time that you should also amplify and maximize whatever your nutrients and your nutrition intake would be, so that you can be able to manage the third trimester and then the postpartum period. And if you are breastfeeding as well, That is very, very important as well, right? Okay, so yeah, so like I said, when we talk about egg decline and egg quality and all of that, it doesn't mean that it's not changeable. Nutrition plays a major role on that. So if you pay attention to your nutrition, if you keep your intake the way it's supposed to be, then it is likely that you can change the quality of your egg, the quantity of your egg, and inshallah, everything will be fine, right? So your lifestyle factors, especially nutrition, is very, very key. And the number one cause of unsuccessful pregnancy is errors in chromosomes, right? So the chromosomes are what come together in a cellular unit, right? In a cellular unit, those are the chromosomes that come together to be who we are, right? So when the chromosomes get some errors, that is when issues starts to come up, right? Okay, so when there's errors, this is not a stamped on stone thing. When there's errors, it doesn't mean that we cannot correct the errors. When there is errors in the chromosomes, we can correct the errors with nutrition. We can correct the errors with lifestyle changes. We can correct the errors with our sleep pattern. We can correct the errors with our movement. But the major aspect is nutrition. Very, very important. Because why do we stress on nutrition? Because that is what contains the nutrients, that is what contains the hormones, that's what causes our body to create hormones and enzymes and all of that to make the cells, right? And cells, what do we know about cells? They are made from what? Protein, the amino acids, fat, liquid and fluid, and all the vitamins and minerals, right? That is basically what cells are made of. That's basically what our bodies are made of. So very, very important. Nutrition is the major factor that we can control in preconception health, especially. Okay. And egg health is very vital to birth outcomes, plus pregnancy complications, like I said earlier. Birth outcomes as well. We want a viable pregnancy and we want a healthy pregnancy. Preconception stage and like taking care of our egg health is very, very important. We cannot skip that. We have to pay attention to it. So what we can control is our movement, what we can control is our sleep, what we can control is our mindset, and then supplement, right? Supplementation. A lot of the times we think all the food we eat is okay, we can go about it, we get all the nutrients, but once you are trying to be pregnant, or you know that you are in your childbearing age, or you are actually pregnant, your needs go up, your nutrient needs go up. Everything, not only one, everything go up, right? So you need to supplement, especially with our farming system nowadays and with the food that we have nowadays and the food culture and everything. It is really difficult to get everything that you want in your food, right? So yeah, so paying attention to that and making sure that your nutrition is on point. Like protein, very, very important. Especially when we talk about protein, we also talk about the most important amino acid that's called glycine. And glycine is one of the conditionally essential amino acid. When we say conditionally essential amino acid, means you cannot get it from anything else, but you have to eat it from food. Like vitamin D, we can get it from the sun, right? But also we can get it from other foods, right? But glycine especially cannot be gotten from any other thing except from food. And then most of the plant-based foods don't contain enough glycine. Even if they contain it, right? Most don't contain it. And if they contain it, they probably contain a little bit, or not the bioavailable one, right? They contain the ones that are not bioavailable. So glycine is very important. That makes animal product very important as well. But if you happen to be a vegan or a vegetarian, that doesn't mean that you have to drop all your all that you believe in, or all that your lifestyle has been for a long time, and change where you need to change. I would advise my clients to at least try something that is like not too much, maybe not red meat, but try fish, try egg. Egg is very easy, it's affordable, accessible. Try those, because egg is also very nutrient dense. It has choline. That is one of the beautiful important nutrients that your baby needs as well as you, and that is choline. It contains high amount of choline in the egg. So when I hear people say, I don't like to eat the egg yolk, I only like to eat the egg white, please don't. You are throwing away money, and you are throwing away nutrients for you and for the baby. Okay, so very important. Choline is very important. Folate is very important. Folate rich foods are green leafy vegetables, and yeah, all the green leafy vegetables like collard green, like spinach, like kale, all of them contain a whole ton of abundant folate in them. Okay, so folate is very important, especially in this early stage of pregnancy, or even the preconception stage, because it helps to prevent neural tube defect. Neural tube defect is one of the congenital disorders that happen to embryos before they even get born, and that is the extension of the spinal cord at the back. There is defect in the spinal cord development, and that is a huge thing. It has been a huge thing. That is why the introduction of folic acid was made by the healthcare system, because a lot of babies were born with neural tube defects, and that has been a very big issue that made folic acid to be something that is very important, that every doctor recommends to their patient who is pregnant, because we want to prevent that, right? So folate is one of the key things that that prevents neural tube defects, and then it helps also to support brain development. Okay, right, so and then, as we mentioned also, nutrition can be protective against the factors that can damage our egg quality. And the number one thing that you can do, that if I was even talking to a client, I have to highly recommend, is blood sugar regulation. Okay, blood sugar regulation, very important. That's the number one thing, that if you are dysregulated, there's possibility that your egg is going to be impacted. Okay, the quality of your egg, the quantity of your egg health is going to be impacted. Blood sugar dysregulation, because of what? The surge of insulin, and then the drop of insulin in your body goes up and it goes down. Your body does not like that. Our body doesn't like all the surge going up and down like that. Okay, so very important. Blood sugar regulation is when insulin goes up, you eat food that dysregulates your insulin, or you do activities that dysregulate your insulin, like stressful stuff, and a whole bunch of stuff dysregulates your insulin, and your food as well, your food combination also highly dependent on the dysregulation or the regulation, proper regulation of your blood sugar. And if you don't pair your food properly, like pairing it with the macros and the micros, protein, fat, and complex carbohydrates with fiber, okay? These 4 things very important for regulating your blood sugar levels. If you know that you are highly dependent on carbs for the day in your nutrition, you eat a lot of carbs, remember this. Even if you would forget anything that I have said today, remember this. Always remember to give your carb a friend. And a friend is what? Either fat or protein. So when you are eating carbs, remember to add fat and protein to your carbs, so that will not, your body will not easily break the carbs too fast for the insulin to go up, and then there's nothing else your body can do but to drop it down, and that dysregulates your blood sugar. Okay, all right. And then also oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is very important. Why is that important? Because as we age, as we get older, our body gets a little like that, and then anything that we put in our body that like oxidation start to happen. For instance, let me give you an easy example. If you take an orange or an avocado will be very, very easily understood. When you slice into avocado and you put it down for like few minutes, when you come back to check the avocado, maybe clean, very beautiful avocado, you come back to the avocado, you're gonna see that there is browning on the avocado, right? That browning is the oxidative the oxidation that is happening. So there's a lot of stress that is coming in. There's a lot of things that is happening to the avocado. That avocado is browning. It's the same thing with our body as well, because our body is made up of a whole bunch of cells and everything else. And then avocado is also before it became food, it is also something that is living, right? Because it came from trees. Trees are living, right? So that is what happens to our body. Our body gets like, it's eroding. It's eroding. Like when you have metal is exposed to moisture, it's exposed to air, it's exposed to sun, it's exposed to all of those things. It starts to erode, it starts to rust, right? It starts to rust. Rust will be the better word. It starts to rust and becomes brown, right? It's the same thing as our body. Our body, because of oxidation, our body does the same thing, right? It does the same thing. That's oxidative stress. And what counters oxidative stress is eating foods that have antioxidants in them. And these foods are majorly fruit and vegetables. Easily, okay? And that is the food that a lot of people don't consume, especially in the United States here. And a lot of research have also shown that people don't eat enough fruits and vegetables. So at least 6 to 10 servings of fruits and vegetables would be ideal to get in every day during this stage, okay? During this preconception stage. Ideally, 6 to 10 servings of vegetables is perfect. All right, so how do you get your vegetables in if you are somebody who does not like eating vegetables. You put it in soups. Easy. As easy as that. Put it in soups, let it cook, and that's it. You mix it up with other fruits, and you blend it and make smoothie. Even though there is controversies about smoothie, but if that is the only way that you can get in your vegetables, I would advise you to do that. Okay? I would advise you to do that, I mean, here and there, and then try as much as possible to implement it in different ways as well. Right? Make a bowl of salad, delicious salad. Salad doesn't have to be only greens. You add a whole bunch to make it a meal. You add the protein, remember, to balance your blood sugar. You have to add the protein, you have to add the fiber, right? And then you have to add the fat. So make sure that when you are making salad, you add all of these stuff to make it balanced and to make it nutritious as well, to support your blood sugar and to also support oxidative stress, to also counter oxidative stress in your body. All right, so I think the video is getting longer, and I'm gonna end it here, inshallah. If you have any questions, you can drop it down in the description, in the comment section, and I'm gonna answer it. If it is a question that I might want to, I might wanna address, maybe I can make a video about it. If not, then I will just answer you the question. And then also, please, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe and make sure you watch the video to the end, because watching the video to the end really supports this channel to go up a little bit, okay? And I need that support. All right, please don't also forget to give it a thumbs up, as that also is supportive of the algorithm on YouTube. All right, so until next week, inshallah, be in the best of health and iman. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.